Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mathematical Explorations, Math 118, Mathematical Explorations, Math 118. My name is Eric Wiesenauer. I'm going to make this video here to go over some course policies. This document you see is called the course syllabus and contains the policies and course information for the semester. As you can see, there is course information at the top of the document, and my personal work information is up here as well. This document is available on e-learning. I'll have another video available on e-learning or another video available to show you around e-learning as well. Dates for this course begins on August 30th and ends on December 16th, 2021. There are some refund dates. If you did need to drop this course for any reason, the last day to get a 100% refund is September 5th, and the last day to get a 50% refund is September 9th, with the last drop date on November 24th. Anytime between September 9th and November 24th, you can still drop the course. You just don't get any money back. Okay, so just a couple things there to keep in mind. My name again is Eric Wiesenauer. My office is in G205. And here's some contact information, my email address, office phone, department phone, and my office hours. I do hold face-to-face office hours. If you need to get a hold of me and you're unable to come to campus, please do email me, and I may be able to set up a meeting through either Zoom or virtual classroom on e-learning, where we could meet during this time period virtually. I could also meet outside of this time period potentially if needed, if I'm available. So just email me and I'll see if I can set something up. You do need MyMathLab, which is our online homework system. You'll need to purchase the access code for that and a graphing calculator, either a TI-83 or 84 is required for this course. There's some information here. I won't go through every detail of the syllabus, but I am going to go through quite a few things. Course description. Now, this course actually has an interesting setup. There are 4 required topics that we cover. They include finance math, probability, statistics, and some geometry and measurement. In addition to those 4 topics, there's a list to choose from that I will pull 4 additional topics from. I plan at this time to include a little bit of calculus, set theory, number theory, and logic. Okay. Now, I may move some things around or may switch that out, one of those topics out with something else later on in the semester. But those are tentatively the 4 that I'm going to be including here in this course. This course is an application-driven course, so we're going to see a lot of applied mathematics, a lot of story problems, a lot of writing involved. This is a W credit, and so that means it's a writing across the curriculum course, and we will do some writing here. Okay, so general rules. You guys do need to complete your work showing work when necessary, particularly on tests and quizzes and maybe some worksheets. Can't really show your work on the online homework, but I do expect you to be writing out your solutions with as much work and reasoning as possible, just to get in the habit of doing that so that it's not completely foreign to you when you go to take a test. I also expect you to have your course material pretty well organized, preferably in a 3-ring binder or maybe a folder. And if there are any problems, if there are any errors that I make in entering grades, make sure that you point those out to me. Those can happen and do sometimes during the semester occur. So I might type something in wrong on my spreadsheet when I'm entering grades, something like that. So just be aware of that, double check me, and make sure that everything turns out all right. And if it doesn't, email me and I'll try to make the corrections there. There will be no official class Monday, September 6th and Tuesday, September 7th, as those are college-wide closed due to Labor Day, and also Thursday, November 25th. And I didn't write in here, but also I should put that in here. Wednesday, November 24th, that whole like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of Thanksgiving week is also off. So basically what I'm going to do on those weeks is give you a reduced load of homework, and preferably you would choose to do them during the non-holiday portions of the week. However, you're free to do them whenever you need to. So if you want to do your homework on Thanksgiving, that's fine, but I would promote the idea of doing that on Monday or Tuesday of that week. Okay. Attendance. I actually do consider attendance in this course, even though it is a fully online course. Mainly it involves watching course videos. I will be putting videos with course content, basically my lecture, on e-learning. I basically post them to YouTube and then put the links in e-learning for you to view. You do need to be viewing those. It's just like going to a lecture and watching the instructor teach. You also need to be consistently participating in online homework. So you can't disappear from MyMathLab for a week or two and expect to continue in the course. And of course, regular activity on e-learning and email. So reading emails and checking e-learning, logging in and going through and looking at homework assignments that may be there in videos. There are no excused absences. And if you're excessively absent as determined by the instructor for any reason, the instructor has the option to either drop you from, the course. The word either, should not actually be there. I don't know why that's there. Excessive absences include, but are not limited to, failing to complete online homework for a week. So if you disappear from MyMathLab for a week, I would consider that a potential reason to drop you from the course. Failing to watch videos for a week, or missing a test. So please do your diligence to be checking on these things each week as we go. Be sure to inform me of any absence. And if you do have to be absent for an extended period of time due to potentially an illness, please do work with me, communicate with me, and do diligence to keep up in the course. And we'll be flexible on some of these on this drop policy, as long as you are keeping up with the work, not falling behind, and in constant communication with me. Of course, this is an internet course, an iNet course. That means it's fully online. However, I do try to proctor at least one test during the semester personally. It could be in person, face-to-face, or it could be virtually. And it may be a different test for each student. I'm not sure yet how that's going to play out. I tend to do this at the end of the semester. So probably the last test for most of you will be the one that is proctored. It may be the case that I get a classroom for a day and have you set up a 2-hour window where you could come in throughout that time period or throughout that day to take the test in person. And if that's not doable, then I could set up a scenario where I can proctored virtually if you were able to set up a camera that I could see what you're doing. So, so these are all options, and I do tend to do that at least once a semester for each student, maybe more than that, depending upon how things play out. So just so you're aware of that. A lot of your time in this course will be spent on the MyMathLab homework system and on our e-learning site. E-learning, of course, is our college course site. On e-learning, you will find a module for each week in the content tab. The modules contain videos, assignments, quizzes, tests, things that occur each week that I expect you to complete. There will also be a module called Students Start Here. This is a very important module. It does contain this document, the course syllabus, along with some introductory videos and other material that you are going to need to access. Okay, so the Students Start Here module is a very important one that you may end up coming back to later on. On MyMathLab, you will find homework for each section of the textbook that we cover. And that homework will be typically due on Sunday nights at 11:59 p.m. So a minute before midnight on Sunday nights. You can expect to have the homework due that was assigned throughout the week. Okay. There are going to be some, what I might call paper homework, even though you're not turning it in on paper, you'd be submitting them electronically through e-learning. But where you have to do some written work, show your reasoning, that sort of thing. And those will be turned in on a weekly basis. Again, they'll be turned in on e-learning. I'll send out more information through email as those come up. I do not generally accept assignments late or early. Well, I guess early could be done, but really not late. I guess early is a possibility. Once it's assigned on e-learning, you can turn in any time up until the deadline. Anything not turned in by the time it's due will be given a score of 0. I do understand things happen from time to time during the semester. So at the end of the semester, I do plan to count 10% of the points as bonus points or extra credit. What this does is effectively drops your lowest, it's almost equivalent to dropping your lowest 10% of the assignments, except that you don't lose the points if you earned them. Okay, so the problem with dropping your lowest assignments is that you lose the points if you got them. But here in this scenario, using extra credit or bonus points, you keep the points if you earn them, and they don't hurt you if you don't. Okay, so that's how this works. I do that, but I don't do that till the very end of the semester, like the last week, probably around final exam time. Okay, MyMathLab. Let's move onto that. This is a computer-aided homework system. It's where you're going to be doing the bulk of your homework, not all of it, but a good chunk of it. The due dates, as I said, will also be on Sundays, a minute before midnight. Please keep your handwritten work for this because it does aid you in practicing for exams, and it could aid me if we were doing some office hours and you had some questions and I wanted to see what you had done on a problem. The deadlines are set on Sundays and really would only change if there's a technical issue with MyMathLab where they have to shut down the website for maintenance or something, and I could extend some deadlines under a weird scenario like that. But generally speaking, I don't extend anything past Sundays unless it is a mistake made by MyMathLab or by myself in setting something up. You're not allowed to let anyone else do your online homework or use technology in an inappropriate way. That could be anything like using an app to get answers. Like I know there are some apps out there that can do that. I won't name them, but they exist and I know about them. And if you're using them, that is considered cheating. You are allowed to use your approved graphing calculator for this course. The course ID, when you log into MyMathLab, you will need your access code and this course ID, which is very important as well. The tests, I don't really need the final exam part there because there is not a cumulative final exam. I guess I can edit this as I go. There will be 3 tests given roughly a third of the way through the semester, each a third and 2/3 in, and then at the end. And again, at least one of the 3, I anticipate proctoring it myself, either again, in person or virtually. More details will be given as the time approaches. I plan to take tests during weeks 5, 10, and 16, which roughly evenly distributes those, slanting them a little bit heavier toward the beginning. And then tests cannot be taken late or early. So there's going to be a particular day, and I'll come to that as we go, but there will be a particular day during those weeks where you have to take the test in say a 3-hour window and then submit it electronically to me. Again, you are not allowed to cheat, so you can't have anyone else helping you. You cannot use technology other than your approved graphing calculator. Basically, your calculator and your brain are the only things you're allowed to use on the tests. Anything other than that would result in a score of 0. Grading scale is here. Your assignments and your MyMathLab combine to equal a test grade. And then the test grades are all 25% of your grade. The grading scale is pretty standard. I do round to the nearest 1/10 of a percent, so keep that in mind. I don't typically offer extra credit other than the bonus I explained earlier in the homework section. And then I do tend to post lots of stuff on e-learning. So make sure to be checking your e-learning and your email regularly for updates. I do tend to post a lot of stuff there and send out a lot of communication through email, lots of updates, things like that. So every time I put a bunch of videos up, I'll send an email, let you know they're there. Anytime I put an assignment up, I'll send an email, let you know they're there. And anytime I post an update to your grades, I'll usually send out an email and let you know that it's there. So you'll see these pop up regularly. Please read them. They don't always say the same thing. Sometimes there's other things included. So please do read those emails. There's a statement here on disability issues. If you have a documented disability that needs some sort of accommodations, or if you contract COVID-19 or have to quarantine because of an exposure, please do let us know, especially if you're coming on campus for any reason, you would not be allowed to do so. If something is the case where I need to make an accommodation for you due to an illness or a disability, I can do that as well, but it does all have to go through the Office of Disability Resources, and their contact information is here provided. When you are on campus, if you come to campus for other classes or to do some studying or meet with me in office hours, please be careful to follow a safe distance or keep a safe distance. Keep clean, washing your hands, avoid touching your face, and wear your face mask when required. Also, there is the option to rent a calculator from the library. The math discipline is offering this as a free service this semester. It may be the last semester where that is free. So if you want to take advantage of that and not purchase a calculator, but would rather rent one, you can do that this semester at no charge. It is first come, first serve. So you will need to get there early before they run out. And you can see the steps that you would have to take. You do need to make an appointment in order to pick that up. Okay, there's other information here. You feel free to read through that or click the links to view more details. Finally, I have a statement for our tentative schedule here. This table is organized by week, and the weeks are listed with dates. The dates run Monday through Sunday, and that's to help you in determining when assignments are due. So for instance, in week 4, if we cover sections 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, those assignments on MyMathLab will all be due on Sunday, September 26th. In addition to that, any other assignments or quizzes that are posted that week should be due the same day. Okay, September 26th at 11:59 p.m. There are some uncertain sections here. There are some things that basically are not in the normal textbook that we use for this course, and I do need to find some material elsewhere in other sources, which I have not completed yet, and which is why there's potential I may change some of these things around. But I am planning to work through some set theory this week, logic coming up, number theory, which the number theory stuff to me is really fun. And the Fibonacci numbers, there's some really cool stuff there, but they don't tend to show up in our textbook, so I may have to supplement that somewhere. We talk finance, geometry. Those 2 topics will be on the second test. And then we finish off the semester with probability, statistics, and a little bit of calculus, which may seem a little bit intimidating, but we keep it on a basic sort of conceptual understanding rather than really getting into the nitty-gritty details of calculating stuff. So it's very fun, it's very practical, and I'll try to keep it as fun and interesting and simple as possible. All right. Then in the last week, we finish any other material that we may need to complete. If we need to get through a little bit more of the calculus stuff or do some reviewing, we can do that. And then there's going to be a test. I'm anticipating that test being on, now it may be on Wednesday the 15th. This last week, the dates are actually Monday through Thursday rather than through Sunday, because the last day of class is technically Thursday. But I may end up putting the final exam on Wednesday or on Friday because I'm going to be proctoring other tests on Thursday. Although I may end up allowing you guys to come into my other classes if the room isn't too full and working on it, on that day. So those things will be determined later on, probably the week before the finals. I'll let you know the details of that, unless someone needs to know them sooner. Okay. I hope that clarifies everything in the course syllabus with the policies for this class. Again, welcome to Mathematical Explorations. It's a very exciting and practical, useful class, I hope. It is for most people, I believe, and I'm really looking forward to going through this material with you. If you have any questions, please email me. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me, and I will do my best to get back with you within, let's say a 24-hour period. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, but I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can via email. So thank you very much. Enjoy your semester.